Go Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, that robot suit was straight out of Lego. Welcome to the first episode of, I guess, Roasty Reviews, we could call it.
Oh, that's a good name.
Roasty Reviews.
And to the good ones, Toasty Reviews.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I'll take credit even though Danny came up with it.
That's right.
That's so cute.
To differentiate
ourselves from other shows, we have not one, not two, but three.
Which one are we looking at?
The idea behind that is if we have a joke that doesn't land, we'll just look at the camera and it's automatically funny.
Wait, so I gotta do this?
Or if you say something I don't agree with, like, really?
So first topic, cinnamon metography.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch Metography.
Yeah, cinnamon toast metography.
It looked amazing. Like, aesthetically, there was a lot of good shots. Like, from a big budget movie, you would expect it to look nice, and it did. Like, I didn't get offended by what I saw when the CGI wasn't in there. When there wasn't a lot of CGI.
There was some pretty bad CGI. There was some really good CGI, and then there was some shots that were like, I'm not playing PlayStation 3. Why does it look like PlayStation 3? Like, what's going on here? It's so bad. What do you think? Cinematography?
I just didn't like the slow motion.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about it. There was just like so much slow motion. I felt like I was watching a music video halfway through. A really long music video that wouldn't get on to the next scene.
One thing I have to say about it is that the beginning, I felt like the shots were kind of just put everywhere. You kind of focus on Batman, focus on Superman, Lex Luthor, Wonder Woman. It was kind of everywhere for me personally. Nothing really established itself. So now,
You gotta be able to keep that.
There's like no main character.
yeah, it was kind of just all over the place, and for me, it kind of lost me. Like, I got it, but personally, I didn't like how it was done.
There's some really nice shots, but there's definitely we were making fun of the one scene where Superman is walking in. I guess we're going to spoilers now.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
All right, but anyway, what was I saying about? Oh, so when Superman is walking into the Congress house or whatever, they had a slow motion shot of him walking in through like the hallways, and it just looks so silly because it's like he's like an everyday man. He's like, so do I go down the hall and make a left? The guy's like, do you have an appointment? There's some awkward shots.
It was supposed to be epic, but it just looks so dumb.
Whenever he was flying down and like his cape was like looking all godlike and stuff, that was really cool. Maybe they did too much, but there was a couple shots I was like, okay, I understand why people see him as God because he looks like a god. Like, it's really cool.
There was no acting.
Yeah, there was no acting.
Everybody was just Batman. Everybody can't be Batman because Batman's already Batman.
None of these characters had any character, except for Lex Luthor.
Him and the Superman's boss.
Yeah.
He had like some funny lines, but like it just needed to be more spread out. Like he just kind of felt sort of Jar Jar-y, if I dare say. It was good Jar Jar-y. It was just out of place because no one else was making funny lines. That's what I'm trying to say. When it comes to the acting category, this is where I get a little mad at the internet. I'm sorry, everybody, but I have to say this. Ben Affleck was not the bee's knees, as people are saying in this movie. Like, he didn't do anything really impressive. He just kind of made, like, an angry face the whole movie. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, Ben Affleck as Batman? It was so good. But then, in reality, Batman's just an angry guy all the time. Like, it's not like he had to show a lot of emotion because that's the character of Batman. So he didn't really have to act that much for it.
Alfred is horrible.
Yeah.
He's the worst Alfred they've had.
Because this is another thing. A lot of people like that Alfred. Why? He's just a douche the entire movie. Like, there's no, like, saving grace where he's, like, a nice guy or, like, a likable character. He's just, like, Batman's, like, being all Batman-y, and he's like, oh, I hate that I have to work for this guy. It's like...
Yeah, like, in every Batman series, you've had Alfred, like, even though he is sarcastic and he has his remarks and everything, at the end of the day, he does care about Bruce Wayne. He does give advice, and he's that character that you just like, oh, he's like, soft on the inside. He has a kind heart. He gives that, the father Bruce Wayne never had.
Yeah.
And this Alfred is just like, well, you pay me well.
Jesse Eisenberg, on the other hand, people are giving a lot of hate to, and I think that just comes from, like, people want to blame something for this movie being bad, and the only thing that was sort of really interesting and contrasting about the movie was Jesse Eisenberg's character as Lex Luthor, because he went so out there when all the characters in this movie were so reserved. But if he played a real Lex Luthor from like the comics, he would just be another Batman, because Lex Luthor's kind of boring. Like, I hate to say it, guys.
I have money and I'm gonna do stuff. Well, he was the only one in the movie with lines. Superman was saying, I have to do the right thing, or Batman was saying, this has got to be done. Wonder Woman just,
She just showed up. Female.
There was no like female empowerment in that at all.
Oh yeah, Lois Lane.
Oh, Lois Lane. It's like
I've never seen somebody get saved so much in a movie.
like
I get it, one or two times, that's fine. But what is it, like 3 or 4?
it had to be 4. Like the one time she has a moment to shine, she just like drowns. You can't really criticize the actor, I don't know her name, for playing Lois Lane because like it was more the material. Like she didn't have a lot to work with, so like it was more on the writer's side of like they really just didn't give her anything to do, and she was just like the damsel in distress, which we've seen so many times. Like Mary Jane was rolling her eyes at this girl, you know. Henry Cavill, the Superman,
Yeah.
he did not make a different face besides like.
Zoolander has more emotion than I think Superman.
But I mean, I don't know. I guess that's just how Superman.
But Jesse
is.
Eisenberg stole the show.
My only concern with Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor is because the way he did it, it did feel a little Jokery, and maybe that's why fans got like mad about that. But the concern is, what are they gonna do with the Joker to make him different? Because if there's now just 2 Jokers, which is Lex Luthor and the Joker, then it's just kind of like.
We got 3 Batmans, 2 Jokers, and Aquaman.
Thing that we could all agree, which is terrible, was Doomsday's voice or roar. Like, there's so many cool roars in movie, like the Jurassic Park dinosaur, Godzilla's roar, like Bane. Not that he roars, but he sounds
Doomsday in
amazing.
himself was a joke. It seemed like they kind of rushed the ending of the fight of Batman vs Superman to get to this other plot that's less interesting and that we don't really care about.
Yeah, like
in the end.
they were trying to skip past the thing you actually paid to see.
We wanted to see Batman in his Lego suit against Superman.
Although we have to say though, that fight was pretty good. Batman won, yay! One thing about the fight, which was really cool, is I feel like the fight was very grounded in reality. Like Batman had to bring Superman down to his level using like the kryptonite. So because he was at his level, it was a very realistic fight. Like they were just sort of punching and like going through walls, which I guess in this world that's realistic. But and then when it goes to Doomsday, like it was just way too much, and it contrasted that fight so much that it's like it was like you're watching different movies. Like,
Exactly.
this is like a really long extra credit scene that I don't want to watch. Like I just want to leave at this point. That's why the Doomsday fight just didn't work. It was too rushed. It didn't make sense, and it was bad. It had good build-up, and I think it was fine up until that point. But because the payoff wasn't good, it just destroys the entire movie. Because what's good? What's the point of having really good build-up if the payoff is just bad and like it just destroys the build-up? So like the ending, like almost single-handedly destroyed the movie for me. Like it just completely went off rails, and I don't like it.
I had the lowest expectations. It came out still with the lowest
Yeah, it's not really worth.
expectations.
It's not really worth watching. We
I
went
mean-
opening night. We went midnight. No one was there.
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't like it. Did you like it?
No.
Did you like it?
No.
Lindsay, did you like it?
I didn't see it.
She made the right choice.
I'll go here in this section where it's roasting.
Complete roast. Like that's cancer on bread right
Yeah,
there.
it's like just throw it out. It's like the garbage doesn't even want to be with that toasted piece of bread, roasted piece of bread.
Thank you for watching an episode of Roasty Reviews with Superman versus Batman, Dawn of Justice. Title don't matter. But anyway, thank you. And stay tuned for more smashing stuff and more things to come.
I'm a Danny.
I'm not Steve.
I'm a Steve.
And I'm Alfie.
Bye.